Hey guys, welcome to the first ever episode of KERNS Korner. I'm Bobby Kerns, obviously, as the title card said. And yeah, I'm just gonna be bringing you like different things every week, like stand-up comedy, like style rants, music, a lot of different segments. You get a lot of different stuff. It's still in the works, but you're gonna get a lot of cool stuff out of this, and hopefully it can be done weekly. These are gonna be sometimes short, sometimes long, always funny. Hopefully, I mean that's objective. I mean that's really up to you. I can't really help you. Well, I mean I could be funnier, but that's besides the point. You decide. So in this first little segment, every time it's always gonna be like some stand-up like rant style thing. And today's rant is about Ikea. Yes, your boy got beef with the Swedish furniture store. Let's begin. Okay, so like me and Ikea, we've always had like a love-hate relationship. Like I'm a very creative person, so I love walking in and seeing like all the bedroom like areas and all the stuff that they've got like displayed. And it's like, oh, you could have this in your home if you had money. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. So like in that aspect, me and Ikea have always been like real tight. But the problem lies in the building itself. Do you know how long it takes to walk through an Ikea? I'll say it again. Do you know how long it takes to walk through an Ikea? It's like that store's got so much Swedish pride that they literally took the entire country, shoved it in 4 walls, and expect you to find your way out in less than 2 hours.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
That place is honestly a maze. Like you step foot in there, you lose all cell reception, all sense of direction, and you're just stumbling around trying to find your way through different displays. It's like they filming a new season of Lost up in here. And have you noticed that Ikeas are the only places where drunk people look normal? Like, hear me out. Have you ever tried to steer one of their buggies? I say try because I don't think anyone's ever actually done it successfully. It's like a demon possessed a shopping cart and then they called you to like drive it out, like literally drive it out, like Ghostbuster that crap. Like it just doesn't work. It's just a whole scene. It doesn't work.
Pick up your phone and call the professionals. Go Ghostbusters. We're ready to believe you.
Their carts just do not steer correctly, like at all. It's like the wheels are all out of line and whatnot. It just doesn't work. But now they got a whole store like that. I mean, it's just a bunch of people look like they drunk, just running around trying to demon-possessed shopping carts in Ikea. That's what that is. Now another thing that gets me about Ikea is the prices. Now don't get me wrong, sometimes these prices are good. Like they have some really good stuff for like a great value and like it's okay. But sometimes, let me tell you. One day I was walking through the lighting section, just looking for like new fixtures and like light bulbs and all of this stuff. I saw this lamp that I really liked and it was like down at the end of the thing. So like, I was walking to my car. I couldn't see the price from at the other end. So I was like walking up. I reached over, flipped over the tag, and I got to do my famous move, which I like to call the duck and turn. You look at the price, you grab your buggy, and you just duck and turn. You just turn away. Either the head down is like really essential, just because you knew it was a bad idea to just walk up and try like that. Like, you knew you couldn't afford it, so that represents the shame that comes from having to turn away and just you can't afford it. So it's just a whole motion. Just Seriously though, I walked past a woman in the lighting section and she was looking at like light bulbs, and I heard her make a literal like noise of surprise, and that just made me laugh like so hard. Like I'm not racist. Every time somebody starts a sentence out with that, you know something bad is coming. I'm not racist, but the one race that I expect to not be surprised by prices in an Ikea is definitely white people. I walked up to that light bulb, but after she walked away, they wanted $25 for a single light bulb. I did the duck and turn yet again. I think the last thing I'm gonna say is that me and Ikea will probably always have a love-hate relationship, and I just don't think that's ever gonna change. I have a question. It might seem strange. How are your lungs? Are they in pain? Cause mine are aching. Think I know why. I kinda like it though. Do you wanna try? Oh, would you be so kind as to fall in love with me? You see, I'm trying. I know you know that I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, just fall in love. I think it's only fair. There's gotta be some butterflies somewhere I wanna share. Cause I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, just fall
in love with me. Just write a story, be in my book. You've gotta join me on my page, at least take a look. Oh, where are your manners? Do you need some time? Let's swap chests today. It might help you decide. Oh, would you be so kind as to fall in love with me? You see, I'm trying. I know you know that I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love. I think it's only fair. There's gotta be some butterflies somewhere wanna share, cause I like you, that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love with me. Oh, do me a favor, can your heart rate raise a little? Do me a favor, can your heart rate raise a little? Do me a favor, can your heart rate raise a little? Do me a favor. Oh, would you be so kind as to fall in love with me? You see, I'm trying. I know you know that I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love. I think it's only fair. There's gotta be some butterfly somewhere wanna share, cause I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love. Oh, I like you, but that's not enough. So if you will, please fall in love with me.
Okay, so this episode of Real Talk is one that's very special. It's obviously the first one. This time we're talking about a movie I have been waiting so long for. As some of you know, if you are actually friends in real life and not just people that stalk me on the internet, I love Disney movies. More specifically, my favorite two movies of all time are The Lion King and The Incredibles. So, today's Real Talk segment is completely about The Incredibles 2. First thing, The Incredibles 2 is actually not the title of this movie. They dropped the from The Incredibles 2. Like, there's no the in the beginning of the title. Like, it's just Incredibles 2. That's gonna throw me off forever, and I'm probably still gonna just keep calling it The Incredibles 2, because, like, why not? But, yeah. But anyway, okay, so, I definitely did something probably not wise. I have been waiting 14 years for this movie, and I was so hyped for this movie that on the week it came out, you know how they do like the showings at some movie theaters like on the Thursday? I spent even more money and went on that Wednesday to see a double feature of both The Incredibles and The Incredibles 2 in IMAX. Like, yeah, I was that guy. Like, I did the thing. I even got an Incredibles like thingy, like it's just a thing. It's pretty much, hey, if you're going to the bathroom, you probably should be wearing this because we're probably not gonna let you back in if you don't have this, because like everyone's seeing this a day early. But yeah, it had like the symbol, and then it had like the double feature and the dates and like all of that. June 13th. I'm like, yeah, that's like engraved in my mind forever. But yeah, we got this, and then we got poster, cause yeah, like movie poster. That's pretty cool. Childhood me was just so happy in that movie theater. Like, I had never been more happy with a movie in my life. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm probably about to talk spoilers, just because, yeah, I mean, I've been waiting 14 years for a movie. This is Real Talk, I'm gonna talk spoilers. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, probably just, like, skip ahead to the next segment or whatever, like, yeah, I'm gonna talk spoilers, so I'm gonna spoil this movie. Okay, first of all, can we talk about Jack? Like, Jack. Homie displayed, like, 4 powers, I believe, in the first Incredibles when Syndrome, like, had him and, like, all of that made him drop. He did, like, fire, lead, monster, and, like, something else, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just imagining. I think he only did 3, maybe 4, I don't know. Homie went from, like, 3 powers to 17 powers. Like, homie can turn into goop. Homie can fly, like, just by, like, shooting, like, air out of his butt, like, farts, I guess, like, rocket launch thing. He can do laser eyes. He can still do the fire. He can still turn into a monster. Homie can teleport. Homie can go through portals. Homie can go big baby, like giant baby, like Giant Man from Ant-Man, except giant baby, like Big Baby from Toy Story 3, but actual big baby. Regardless, you get what I'm saying. Like, homie's got so many powers that I can just keep listing and listing and listing for days. Homie's got telekinesis. He can like pull the goggles off people's, like, homie is literally the most overpowered person. And if you're like a fan of like the Pixar theory, if you even know what that is. If you don't, maybe I'll do a video on that. There's already so many videos on it, but like when I was in college, I actually did a speech, like my final speech for speech and debate class. Was it just speech and debate class? It was just speech. Speech class was about the Pixar theory. I explained the entire Pixar theory with all of the movies to my like college class as like my final presentation. It was really great. I don't have the footage, but I could like redo the thing. I like use Prezi and all that. Like it was real tight. But if you know anything about the Pixar theory, you know people theorize about these movies. But yeah, one theorist, Seamus Gorman, who I follow like on YouTube all the time, he actually got a theory about the Incredibles confirmed. The theory was that superheroes in the Incredibles universe, their powers match up with their personality. And I mean, yeah, for the most part, that's really true. Frozone is like the most chill black dude in like the entire movie, and so he literally has the ability to chill everything. Elastigirl has to be flexible as a mom, so she's literally flexible. Mr. Incredible wants to take it all on and wants to be the strongest to support his family. Homie strong. Dash, just all over the place. So he's literally all over the place. Violet, insecure, doesn't like people looking at her, goes invisible, force fields, keeps people out. Like everybody's powers match up except Jack Jack's. So the question was, what's up with him? The answer, Jack Jack doesn't have a personality. So he kind of like just floats and displays all the possibilities that he could have. I thought that was really cool. Seamus got that theory confirmed by Brad Bird himself, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyways, back to the actual stuff from the movie. I found this movie very, very good. I mean, I'm certainly one of the most biased people you could ever talk about when it comes to this movie, just because I've been waiting so long. I wanted my family to be the Incredibles when I was younger. Like, I wanted the costumes, I wanted everything. I watched this movie like all the time. Like, I own Finding Nemo on VHS, and one of the trailers was one where Mr. Incredible was like trying to put on his belt, and that was like my favorite trailer of all time. Like for so long, just because I hadn't seen the movie yet and I really wanted to see the movie. And I finally saw the movie and it was like, oh, that's so good.
Showtime.
Come to dinner!
I can't come to dinner. I've got the red. I gotta go.
But yeah, as far as storyline goes, I loved it. I loved getting the view of Miss Incredible, Elastigirl. I loved getting like her perspective and like having the story be about her, and having Bob at home, because that just worked out like perfectly, and all like the mayhem. Like, yeah, I can take care of this. Sure you can. Okay, honey. One of the things I found the most funny was Dash's obsession with buttons throughout the entire like movie. Like, he had the buttons where he was pressing for the remote to like control a house, and then they took that a step farther with him controlling the car and all of that. That was great. Although I will say they were really concerned about how they were gonna get to that boat to like save their parents, but like he was like, yeah, I wish this car had like follow that boat function. But I'm like, homie, your mother turned into a boat in the first movie, and you paddled that boat across the water. Now, Violet has force fields. Force field around Violet and Jack Jack. Dash gets inside or outside, it doesn't really matter. Pushes the thing and like runs like they did in the first one in the forest. Like, homie, you can propel on water. Like, she can do the force. Like, y'all can figure this out. You don't need a car, you don't need a boat. But anyway, it was plot convenience for them to escape the house. I liked it. It was okay. As far as the villain goes, some people didn't see it coming. I half saw it coming. So Evelyn's name is literally Evil Endeavor. Like, Evil Endeavor. Like, Evil Endeavor. Evil Endeavor. Like, her name is literally I'm the bad guy. But a lot of the Lego toys that they released for this set actually didn't show her as a villain. It showed her brother as a villain. So I think that threw off a lot of people as well. But like, her name was Evil Endeavor, so it was kind of like, but I went into it hoping that she wasn't, and so I was still a little surprised, and I was like, oh wow, she's actually the villain. It worked out great for me, like in my opinion. I really enjoyed this movie, like a whole lot. We got a lot more Frozone, like homie was like actually like a part of the movie, but like homie was actually like throughout this movie, like a lot. Like he was one of the people that Evelyn mind controlled. Like homie got multiple good fight sequences and like time out of the suit. Like props to Pixar, like Frozone. Like let's get him a solo movie.
That's all right with me. I'm good.
But yeah, I think that's all I really want to say about The Incredibles 2. I was the most hyped person in the movie theater. I went by myself, mainly because of how much the tickets cost to get into a double feature of The Incredibles 2. But yeah, I loved it, and it was amazing, and I cannot wait for the third one, even though I hope that they do not wait 14 years, because my soul cannot wait 14 years for another Incredibles movie. But yeah, it was great. Can't wait to see what comes next. Alright, so this week in song suggestions, I've actually got multiple things for you. My first suggestion is actually an EP from someone named Anthony Ramos. Anthony was actually in the original Broadway cast of Hamilton. He played Philip, which was Hamilton's son, you know, so that was pretty dope. No spoilers for Hamilton, but I mean, it's been out for like a long time. But he's a good character. But yeah, anyway, this guy actually like does music outside of like Broadway stuff, and his EP called the Freedom EP is very, very good. He talks about like real like topics of conversation and all of this stuff, and like just addresses like issues, but he does it so well, and like I don't even know how to describe it. Like I don't even know. You just gotta like listen to it. I wouldn't play it now, but like I'm trying not to get this episode copyrighted. Like it's episode 1. Let's not have a copyright strike in episode 1, like, please. But yeah, it's so good, and I find myself listening to it all the time. And like songs are just like always stuck in my head from this, like, especially like When the Bell Tolls. When the bell tolls, it's just always stuck in my head. And this is all the songs. Like to be honest, we gon' be alright. Don't lose you. Okay, I'm just gonna stop saying. You should go listen to it. Do yourself a favor. Yeah, that's great. The second song or thing that I want to suggest to you is actually something you've probably already heard it, but I just love this song. It's No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. Literally, I was so late to this song. Like honestly, I was so late. Like weeks late. Like possibly a month late to this song, just because I don't listen to the radio. I listen to like Spotify, and I like to control my music intake, and so I curate like all my playlists about what I listen to and all that stuff. So I was pretty late to this song, but I love this song so much. It's always stuck in my head, like especially like the beginning. Like, right now I'm in a state where I ain't got no tears left to cry. Picking it up, loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up. Like that drop, that intro and that drop. Oh, every time, I love it. But yeah, that's just a fantastic song with a great message. It's just like, I ain't got no tears left to cry. It's all right. We moving on. We just shut your mouth. I love that. I just love that like message and stuff. So those are the two things I suggest that you listen to this week: the Freedom EP by Anthony Ramos and No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. Both great songs. All great songs. Yeah, that's like a lot of songs. But yeah, everything's great, and listen to that. This week's photo of the week is actually something I took on my recent trip to California. Me and a couple friends went to California, and we went to Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. It was a really great time. We spent like, I think a total of 8 days, like between like going and coming back. It was amazing. We went to the San Diego Zoo. I've got so many pictures from the San Diego Zoo, like literally hundreds of pictures from the San Diego Zoo of like all the animals and all this stuff. But this is the photo of the week this week. It is, I mean, obviously, as you can see, it is an elephant, like, grabbing water with its trunk and, like, bringing it back up. I love this picture so much just because, I mean, first of all, how can you not? And two, I've really gained a new appreciation for black and white photography that I just didn't really have before like a couple months ago. But I've really been like experimenting like with my own personal photography with like putting things in black and white, and this picture is like one of my favorite pictures that I've ever taken. Like the way that the water just comes out, like it's perfectly in the middle of like the trunk as it's like coming around, like it's so great. Chris, one of my, like, y'all know Chris. If you watch this channel, longer than like yesterday. You should know who Chris is. But he was always like, why are you taking so many pictures of like the same stuff? And I'm like, for moments like this. Like this is a picture that definitely has me like, this is why I take multiple pictures. Because if I hadn't taken multiple pictures, if I had just been like, oh hey look, an elephant, and just taking the picture, that would have been it. Like that would have been like so quick, so done. But I wouldn't have got something like this detailed. Sometimes you just have to stop, be patient, and just like focus and get the exact right moment. And I did that a lot on this trip, and it definitely paid off. If you want to see a lot of my other photography, I post every day. I try to on my Bobby KERNS Productions Instagram page, which is literally just at Bobby KERNS Productions. I have been posting every day to my Bobby KERNS Jr. 0109 account, which is my personal account, but I'm not going to be posting photos every day to that account anymore because I don't like splitting up my photography between like 2 separate pages. I like all of my stuff to be like in one place. So I'm going to be primarily focusing on my Bobby KERNS Productions page. So if you like my photography, if you've been following me on Instagram and like been liking all my posts, you should definitely migrate over to Bobby KERNS Productions because that's where most of my photography is going to live from now on. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this like new endeavor that I'm really trying to make. KERNS Korner is definitely something that's in the works, and I'm gonna be producing new segments and stuff. Like next week, we won't have a real talk; it'll have a different segment, and you're gonna have to wait to see what it is. It won't have a live cover or like a music video. It's going to have a different element of music. So you're definitely just gonna have to stick around and see what I come up with. And always leave a comment and let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and any ideas for new segments that you have. Cause I'm always open to new ideas and new segments. Me on like all my social media links below, my main Instagram account where I'm gonna be posting promos and doing a 1-minute melody series on Instagram, like on IGTV. So you definitely want to be there for that. Follow me on my Bobby KERNS Productions page, Instagram account, so you can get like daily photography from like all over. I post about animals, people, places, like it doesn't matter to me. I post because I just love photography. So be sure to follow that account and then follow my Facebook page just to get all the information about my Instagram, YouTube, and everything. So yeah, I think that's it for this week's episode. Don't forget that God loves you and so do I. I'll see you next week.